Hey, how you doing, Cancerians? How you doing? This is Queen Lisa. I am the host for this channel. Welcome to Conscious Waters Ocean Deep. So I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope you guys are looking forward to your week ahead. Please like, comment and subscribe to this channel and press the notification bell so that you can be updated when I've uploaded new readings to this platform. Also, please check your Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus signs and any other star sign you have in your birth chart that may resonate with the readings on this channel. Please take what you like and leave the rest. Just want to say thank you to you all who have liked, commented and subscribed to this channel so far. Please continue to do so and press the notification bell. So what's going on with Cancerians? It's obvious that things have changed and good karma is there. No need to speak about anyone in bad ways. Good karma is there. Love life is certainly something that you may need to look into or sort out in your own mind, or maybe even own lifestyle, or maybe even other people's lifestyles. It does say when you do have great news, you have good news, so you can support it in other ways. Okay. There is some feelings held back to be loyal to the karmic system or the justice system, or even being confident about who you are. It says loyalty to you is something that I knew that I wanted, but I know that I shouldn't speak about you or even give you harm. It says someone here says you would give them harm, but it says it's not going to work out like this. You have to justify what you're doing and how you need to do things and work on who you are. It says your loyalty to people doesn't always make you feel good. It does say you have to figure out why you've been working so smartly or even so deliberately to be mad at someone. It does say sometimes your work does confuse you in order to support you with things that you are doing. It does say sometimes you feel like negative energy is something that you use to get good karma, and maybe sometimes you use it in ways that doesn't bring you good karma at all. It says laughing at people is not going to be the answer, but it says sometimes you have to look forward to better news in your ways or in your life in other ways. It says when you do move forward, you have good karma and you've been working on this. You've seen that you don't need to speak to anyone that's going to give you grief or negative energy. It says jealousy is something I wanted to see, or bad news. It says you no longer need to see bad news, or you will see it one day. It says sometimes you realize that you have better news with other things that you are doing. It says when you get done for is what I wanted to hear. Maybe someone wanted you or someone else to get done for. It says the trouble is with a person that always wanted to see someone harmed is not going to be good. It says the negative man that keeps putting curses or spells on someone is not helping. It says this person knows that he shouldn't be speaking to someone that's going to harm them. He realized that he has not given any good karma to his mind about who he is or about the person that wants to deal with him, or even not want to deal with him, but he realized that he's stroking his own ego and has karmic pleasures of his own that he wants to support. It says, never mind why I wanted to speak to you. I have sinned in my mind and I realize this. I have seen it. I have sinned. And I would not want to harm her or her family with anything that you've got to do with her or even harm her. I have sinned. Okay, so this person feels like they have sinned with whatever it is they're doing to harm someone through the energy of yours. Okay. Could be an earth sign. Could be, fire sign, maybe. It does say taking your time, you see that you have blessings on its way to you. One day you see blessings never given to you in a bad way. It says walking away from something I knew that was going to be better for me is easier for me to do now because I told myself that I shouldn't speak to someone ever again. Okay, this could be you or it could be a third party or someone else. Okay, someone may have looked into some judgment and some information through many people that follow you in your work or things that you have to do. It says time and time again I see that I'm not going to get involved with people just because they tell me what to do or tell me that I've got things to do. It says I have to see how I work in the ways I do in my own work, and how I work in my own work has nothing to do with them. I realize I have to work on things in the ways that I want and not in the ways that other people want. Okay, so maybe that's how you look at things, Cancerian. It says you know that people are there and people look at you, and it does say blessings are there for you and you have great news with other things that you are working on. It says struggles with people that have good karma in their mind are there, and it says many times over people are remembering who you are too. So you've got to walk away or look forward to better news in your life. It says negative men are there in my head telling me do something bad to harm her. Or maybe it's someone in my own life I need to look into. It says sometimes I look into things and I see things and I remember them too. I have been looking into things that I am working on and sorting out, and even sweating it at times, because I know I'm sweating it when I'm trying to work on things that I don't want to do. It says you may see things that you do want to do or don't want to do. And it does say trouble is that people want to see you in a bad way sometimes too. So wondering if people are going to see you in good ways or bad ways will harm your head. It says sometimes you see blessings, but you don't know which way to go about them. And it warns you that struggles are never going to be yours always. You just got to look into things in better ways to complete your journey. Okay. Someone could be working on defending themselves and is struggling with past things. Okay, if this is not you, it could be someone else. It says, I know I shouldn't have orders in my mind about things that I want to talk about, but I see that problematic things are still there for me to deal with. I know I shouldn't speak to you about them, but parenting is something that I know will support me. I don't need to know that you're going to be there harming my head too. I want to know that my parents are going to help me with this. I don't need you to support me with anything, but my mind is telling me off. What if you could help me? And I realize that I don't want to ask you, but could you help me one day if I needed it? It says a friend of yours is not going to be a friend if he's going to be a friend and an enemy at the same time. It doesn't say it's a friend though. It could be the murmur of a child. It says this folk tale is never going to be good for you. It's folks that always want to put negative energy around you, or maybe even telling you that you've got a good mind game to play yourself. There is a mind game to play, because the man that you may not want to speak to is not really your man, or is he? It does say sometimes you see your man is going to be there to support you, but he is. And he really is working on what it is that you want and how you dress and how you look. Sometimes you see this in yourself and you want to work on your ways, or even sending yourself back in time and saying you've completed justice with the firm belief that you have problems that you've solved in your life, or even sold yourself to things, solved things that you don't want to hear, because you really realize that you can go in two directions at times with what it is that you want to do, how you want to dress, how you want to look, or how you want to act, and how you want to believe that things are going to work out. Sometimes you believe good things are there, sometimes you believe good karma is coming, sometimes you believe negative energy is there, but you always want to push past it and see that better news comes to you. It says, when I realize that I don't need to speak to you, but I need to see you one day, I'm going to harm myself because I realize I want to. I just justify when I need to. And I don't need to, but I notice that I don't want to speak to you anyway. So I'm going to leave you alone. It could be you that wants to harm your head enough to say that you want to speak to someone that is guilty, or even confident that they have things that they want to do. Negative energy is something they don't want to see though. So why are you bruising your ego enough to say that it's going to happen to them? It says it doesn't need to. This man here has got good karma for you, or he's even confident about you. He realized that he wants you to believe that good karma is yours, but not really yours. It does say blaming someone is not going to help the situation. It says blaming someone is never going to be the answer. But it also says you never knew that you had problems until you had problems. It says, when I hear that blessings are there for me to abuse someone, I'm going to abuse them. It says, when he realized he wants to abuse someone, he doesn't know how to support his idea. He realized that he knows he could abuse anyone in his mind with negative mental stress that he has of his own. He doesn't really want to abuse in karmic ways that are going to harm anyone, but he just knows he can abuse his powers, or even abuse his dignity and his pride, and get one-upped in his mind to say he's done something better than you, or better than her, or better than him, or better than anyone. He does not know how to be loyal at times, and he doesn't know how to see that great things are ahead of him. It does say blaming someone is not going to be the answer. It says sometimes he has to see what she's doing or what I'm doing to work against you. Work against you, because I say you, because it's only my boss or my managers that want to see me work against you. I realize that I'm not going to work against you, but bosses and managers always want to see how they can push, or how they can slowly move forward with seeing things, or working on things, or not even seeing things, because it's not going to be that way always. It says they know they want to see things that do work out too, so they're probably there to make sure that everything is just as it is. Maybe just the way it needs to be, just as it is, not really bad. I want to know that I'm starting to see better things for my family, and I don't want anyone to starve them or even struggle with them in their mind about how they see things, but not in ways that they're going to harm me. I just know that people need to stop brutishly pushing me into plain old negative energy that bruises my karma and my ego or my pride or my dignity. It does say one woman here doesn't want to see that she's good in her mind to you because she doesn't like the way you deal with her. It says sometimes you've got to realize that people will look at you in the way that you have delivered. And if you keep delivering things in a way that you're harming someone, then it's going to be brutal for you to come out and say that you did something kind when there's no justification that it will last. It says sometimes you have to see when people are always going to karmically curse the hell out of you for what it is that you're doing because they keep getting blamed by you or cursed by you. It says sometimes you realize you don't speak directly to people when you are harming or even claiming or karmically cursing them. It says sometimes you realize you're not even saying a word at all. You just notice that you do at times in your mind or do never want to. It says drug users are there. Someone wants to come forward. I see this, but I'm not speaking to them. Okay. There could be a fire sign here that doesn't want to speak, or even you as a Cancerian that wants to move forward and thinks someone is on drugs. It says you may not see anyone on drugs, so why are you pushing your luck with something that you feel like you needed to speak about or work from or work on in relation to your work? It says you know you don't need to see anything. It says letters to arrest someone is something that I felt like could happen if she does struggle to breathe in her mind about things I want to see. It says you know you don't need to struggle and see anything bad. If you wanted to, you could push forward. It says you may not know it, but someone wanted you to show that you could push forward. Or maybe this person never thought like you wanted to, but they could hear things was going to happen to them. It says this person has probably believe that I'm negative, and I feel like I am. I just don't want to know that I'm taking away her mind or even her family or even someone that's going to harm me and say it is happening. It says you know that you could have problems with people that are having the same problem. Are you aware of this? It says I notice that I'm not having these problems, so I don't want to justify and say that it is me. I just want to know that people are having these problems, and I don't want to get involved, but I may have to. If I will, it's going to be karma. It says someone here is justifying why they need to speak about bad news every day and sending guilt pleasures your way. It says someone is telling you things and giving you advice or information to certify who you are. It says no one needs to speak about blame to you though, because no one is blaming the person that is coming in to record information to your mind to help you with anything. They know they have to give karma to whoever is coming into their mind, telling them they have to speak or even see them in a courtroom or even in the police station or even in a negative way. It says no one knows why someone would call the number 999 if they needed to. So maybe someone feels like they have to do some kind of underhanded work and to see if someone's going to reach out for help if they needed the help. It could be through some type of authority figure. Okay. You may be the authority figure in some way, Cancerian. It says you justify things in a way that you have to help people, but you don't want to hear that it's always going to be good. You have to look into why you want to hear that it's bad though. It says it could be you or someone else. It could be a struggling earth sign or fire sign that feels like they need some support. It doesn't say that it's going to be them though. So why do you keep calling them out and telling them it's got to be them? It says, I know I can see things a lot more than you realize, but I'm not going to always let you know. It says, I realize I can't tell you everything, but I realize I need to see who is struggling in their mind to tell me off every day, every night, or even 1 week at a time. I will realize who it is. It says sometimes this earth sign person puts curses on people to let them know that you could be around or maybe even harm someone due to the work forces that you have currently got going on. It says someone here realizes that they have not seen any bad news, but the curses that they curse in their mind about their friends or even people around them make them feel like justice could be served. It says no one sees this perspective but you. And it does say sometimes you, Cancerian, don't see the perspective, but the person sees it. It says no one's going to riddle the person's mind the way you do or the way this person does. It says you know that you have good karma in your mind and you wouldn't want to harm anyone. but you realize sometimes you do say negative things and you do harm people with the mental stress that you carry or even try to cope with. It says sometimes you realize you don't want to harm anyone, but you will see if you can struggle with things till your mind gets well enough to believe that you are probably going to put it back in your mind and stop thinking or speaking about it. It says time and time again, someone wants to kill their mind, or even a parent, or even a child, or even harm someone. It says no one needs to see this or even see that bad news is there. It is done at times with other people, possibly not with a particular person that you could be looking into carefully these days. It says someone here feels like you could be overly looking into them. It says no one is overly looking into her, but what if I am and I don't want her to know? I see I am, and I'm not going to word it all the time that I am. I just know that I am. So you probably know that you are. It does say you have to witness something to see it, and you may not want to witness what's going on and still struggle to be there. It says many times over, I want to know something is there so I can warn myself, I can take charge and look into bad news. It says when will you realize your wish and your demands are too heavy or too burdensome for a person to cope with in their mental health, and struggles are there with people that do believe that karma can come and harm them. It says sometimes people will stress and look into their mind and say it is happening, all because you are wishing too hard or even wanting it so badly to the point the person starts struggling. It does say karma is there through people's wishes and demands. Would you ever get this in your mind and understand what a wish or a spell is, or a curse? It says sometimes your curses and your wishes will drag people down in problems, and you will never understand who is there getting harm other than your own mind or your own heart or your own tongue. Wow. Okay, this could be coming from a fire sign person, or it could be the way you are trying to move forward, deliberately wanting something, wishing for something, or wanting it to happen. It says the struggles are there with people that do understand this and don't show you who they are. It says many times over, the words you have written or even spells that you have put down on paper or even blessed a person could be there too. It says sometimes the way you write things or even send out messages or even sing and dance about it constantly every day, looking for judgment, poor judgment at that, bad news. It says sometimes you are manifesting this, and the problem is that you could be manifesting this too heavy or hot right now. And it says the person that is sensitive to the energies may feel it. It says they know they have to speak or be mindful about who they are and be wise and see what's going on. They understand many things, and they will see that God knows that punishments is something that they don't want. They always knew it, and they realize that they don't want to hear from you or deal with you, but they want to be blessed and see that great news is coming. It says you have to try and look forward to blessings coming into your life. It says the problem with you sometimes is that you don't want to hear that blessings are coming, other than blaming someone else. It says blaming someone else is not always the answer. It says God knows you have to blame no one and speak about blessings that are coming in. Do you want to see that your parents are happy? Or do you want to see that your bloodline is happy? Do you want to see that your punishments are no longer there? It does say you warn yourself that you don't want to see blessings at times, but you do. It does say that you do want to see blessings with your love life at times, but you don't. It does say that sometimes you want to see blessings with your karma, but you don't. It says all the time you may confuse yourself and maybe give yourself blessings or karma if you don't understand how to speak or even use karmic energies to reward yourself, or even burden your mind at times because you say, I do and I don't and I don't and I do too much. But you have to see when great news is going to come about. It does say burdens are there for you though. Right now you will feel like there's burdens or people that are not going to be good to you. It says blame me or not blame me, I am coming to get you one day. It says you want to come and get someone one day, so much to the point you are harming yourself. One day realize that there is a negative man here that also wants to harm himself, or even warn himself that he's not going to stay around you because he sees you for who he is or who you are. It does say warning, he sees you for who you are, because what if you're holding on to a plain old marriage, or even something that you're judging that you want so much to the point where you can show yourself to a person and he may not even see that he wants you. Sometimes you realize that you see that you've got good karma with the person that has good karma for you, and he will like you and give you everything that you want to have in your life. It does say it will work out just fine in this way if you are warning yourself that it is coming. It says you have to stop being warned in your mind that you are going in two directions, or maybe you have to see in your mind that you're going in the right direction. Are you saying that you're going in the wrong or the right direction? It says someone wants to see blame so badly that they can't hear themselves. They want to see that blame is coming too much to the point where they're hurting themselves. It says many men are there seeing that you are hurting yourself if you don't listen to me. I need to see this person under a spell or under some root work or magic that I have given to you or many people to say it is going to happen. And I want to hear that bad news comes to a friend or a family member through you. I have told you many times over, do what I ask you and tell me that it's going to work. So what I'm picking up from this is not only do you may have, things in your spirit at times, that may relate to other people's wishes, okay, through the jobs that you do, but someone here, it could be either an earth sign or an air sign or a fire sign that wants to see negative, things happen through the curses that they have for someone else that could relate to them being helped because of the work that you do. It says this member of someone's family wants to see something happen so badly to the passion is drawn into your mind or someone else's mind. It says it may not work out for the person or it may not make sense to you, but you have to hold on to your karma and hold on to the good vibes that you have. It says you may not see bad news come at all, but you will bless yourself and have better news once you move past the situation. It says it struggles right now because you can't hold on to good karma with your mind or even a good family or even a good job. It says some of you guys are seeing this with people out there, not yourself. It says the person that is picking on another person to see bad news has struggled with their wife life or even their marriage and doesn't want to justify who they are. It says it's a female here that wants to see bad news for a family member and also wants to see lack in return for herself. It says she never knew what she was doing in her life, but she always wanted to pick on a family member. Relate this to your mind when you see this. Are you giving yourself good karma with your life or someone else's life? Sometimes you have to see who's behind you. Are you giving yourself to your parents or are you living for your own mind? Are you doing justice for yourself or are you doing justice for someone else? It says there's a member of your family that does want to speak to you and she does see you as a good waiting period. It says the waiting period that she has is negative. It says there's a problem again, but someone does not know how to stop this woman from cursing her own family. She's been given guilty problems and even searching for things online and looking forward to bad news. It says 1 week or another, you'll see that problem is that you have problems with someone that gives you good news or bad news. It says this problem is yours also. Do you not see that? It says this man here or this partner or someone. It says this man knows that he's always lying to you or even telling you the truth, but sometimes he does tell you honest things can happen or bad news can happen. It says it could be a friend or a lover or a personal traitor or even someone that you have to work with or work against. It says someone here is giving someone negative root work or spells or even cursing them or talking to them like they want to be with them when they don't, or even telling them that they have good karma but they don't give them good karma, i.e. it is you. They are not giving you good karma, but they're also spelling out good things for you to say you can have versus the things that you can't have and telling you that you'll get it when you won't. It says sometimes you will have it and sometimes you won't, depending on how this person moves and how they act. It says when you see blessings come, it's not because of the person that's not doing a good job behind this person, but the person that's also causing karma for themselves. They may harm their own selves. It says this person doesn't know how to speak well or even see well right now because they're looking forward to blame and negative jealousy or even karma coming to their family or a person around them or even themselves or you. It says sometimes you have to see blessings on its way. Work towards looking for these things. Don't speak about bad news to do with anyone that is searching for bad news. Look for good karma in yourself and see when a person is ready to speak to you about blessings. Blaming someone is never going to be the answer. It does say when you're waiting for something, it's going to happen. A call could be coming in or someone that wants to speak to you. It says the struggles are there with people that want to speak to you right now because you do see you are delivering information or giving good karma with your work. It says sometimes you have to see blessings are coming to you always, because if you don't, it's going to be judgment. It does say personal problems with people are giving you bad news. It says someone here wants to deliver this bad news to you but doesn't know how. It says someone here really wants to look for bad news in someone's life, but they need to stop doing that. I don't want to hear that I'm always in a problem. It does say a water sign or an air sign person or a fire sign person may not be in a good way, but you have to warn yourself. Doubling up on your strength is going to be needed today if you feel like blessings are on its way, because the karma is coming for someone and it's not looking pretty. It says it's always going to be a Cancerian that has the problem if they don't look at themselves, though, because the Cancerian is also in trouble with someone today or with someone that's dealing with a problem. It says you may not realize it, Cancerian, but someone may want to see you for something today and may not give you good news. It says no one's giving you bad it says no one's giving you bad news but you, though, because you realize that something needed to be said to someone, or you need to deal with someone today that you don't know if they're going to take things in a good way. It says many times over you see that blame is never going to be yours, so you push the energies back on the person that you feel like is going to get dumped or even blamed. It says sometimes they're going to see it the same way and push it your way. It says someone wants to blame you and you want to blame them, but it says no one needs to speak. Move on and leave the lessons to the energy of whoever wants to hear great karma comes to them. No one needs to see blame game. No one wants to hear it. It says you will see that blame game is not yours and people will see it. And it says someone here wants to see that they are blamed or not blamed. It also says someone doesn't understand who you are at times but does understand who you are sometimes. And you will give yourself blessings at times too. It also says many thanks to your friends or family members that do help you. It does say some of you are getting great news and offering you good karma will help you. It says someone here may not want to speak to you but does bless you all the time and lets you know that great news can come. It says someone here is not dealing with you or even seeing you, but they know that blessings are there for you to see, that you could have what you want when you wanted to. It says no one knows why you got such great energy inside yourself to blame someone, though. You don't need to blame anyone this year or even this month or even next year. One day you realize that the blame is not even going to be yours. It says there is a Gemini person that doesn't want to see good karma come to you. At times she does, but she doesn't always. And it does say related to her own personal issues. She's also got blames to do with you, and she's got blames to do with her mind and blames to do with other people. She's also jealous of you or mentally ill or even gentle about who she is. She doesn't know how to support you always, but she will poorly judge you at times or maybe even put you down. She will curse you and 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 curse you, but doesn't know how to support her mind. It does say you have very good ideas with your spouse. Your spouse is going to help you today and support you with other things that you've got going on. It says your spouse is going to deliver good karma today and want to know if they can help you with your love life. It does say seeing and believing is possible, or even seeing if you can have scenes of custody or even great news of blaming each other for the things that you've gone through. It says 1 week or the other, you now have to solve the problem with a personal problem of your own. If you've got great news with your personal hygiene or things of that nature, it does say someone may not want to see that you've got great news all the time, but they may push you into a problem with people that may talk about you or talk about your home, your life, your family, or even things of that nature to do with your personal hygiene in relation to your female parts. It says sometimes people talk about people so much and you would never know who is going to be next. It says sometimes you have seen that someone here does not want to speak about it or even tell you off, but someone could tell you about your very I'm hearing someone talk a bit about, saying something quite negative, someone's personal, like, they're underneath, like their vagina or something like that. And how it looks or how it smells or something. It says it's not going to be for all of you, but someone is cursing the way you look or smell. It does say someone here really knows that they're doing this and they don't want to speak about it, but they are looking forward to blaming you as well. It says when you see that blaming someone is never going to be the case, but you also blame other people, it says don't speak, because the person knows he is working on his war in his mind and he can't help you. He is an earth sign. He is dedicated to remembering things or looking at things of personal hygiene. He may not even see that he's got good hygiene in himself, but he also sees that bad news is there for him to work on in his ways. He never saw any good karma in his mind for you, but he realizes that he's not working at anything that's going to help you. It does say one thing today or another thing another day. It says, warning, he doesn't see anything good to talk about with you, but he wants to talk about things that are not going to be beneficial to you making love this evening or this afternoon. It says he does know that he wants to work on whether or not he wants to speak to you, but he may not speak to you in a good way. He is warning himself not to speak, but he has blessings in his mind to tell you off, or maybe even curse you, or even still give you loving if he feels like it. He wants to give you loving, so he's not going to support anything that's going to come in and let you feel like there's bad news. It does say 1 week or another, you'll see blame again. It says someone here wants to see that there is good karma for you, but it doesn't say it is news that you need to hear. It could be you yourself as a boss, or even taking control of your attitude or personal problems. It says sometimes your personal problems may not even be yours. It says sometimes there may be a negative man here that wants to control everything or look for things in his mind to disturb his mental health. It does say he warns himself that he could smoke or even drink, or maybe even not, and still not be the person that you are looking for. It does say you warn yourself that someone here is blaming you a lot, and you realize that someone here is blaming you too much. Someone here is controlling you a lot and doesn't know how to stop. He may never see you again or even speak to you like he's going to. And believe you me, it says he knows he wants to even see you as a personal traitor, or maybe someone that he could take in your mind to use or even work on, but he may not see that either. He's just always looking for blessings and working on stress relief at this time, and may need to be sent back to his mind to be said as a person that will help you or not help you. He may not see you at times, and he may need to. He just wants to work alone today, and maybe see that he is based at home, or even said that he's going to stay away from you for a little while, or even said that he needs to stay in his mind about you for a little while and doesn't want to speak to you. He may want to speak to you, and sometimes he does. It does say, warning, you don't want to hear that someone is telling you off, or whatever that they are seeing or hearing when it comes to people that speak about you or speak to you directly through the energies. It says sometimes you see many things, but it's not always about you. You have to bless yourself and give yourself good judgment, i.e. it's not going to be you being judged all the time. It says someone here is judging another person and may see their judgments. It doesn't say that you are being judged or someone else is being judged. It says sometimes you have to look forward to great news in your own life, and sometimes you are looking for things too well in your mind, or too deeply, or even nervous that someone here is talking about you. It says someone could be talking about me and I'm worried. I realize that I'm worried that someone could be talking about me. So you guys could think someone is talking about you. It says many thanks to you. Someone could be. But what if it is a world of people or many people? It says justice has been served with someone that wants to talk about you and does see bad news for you, but they don't want to speak about it either. It does say Cancerian may want to speak about each other. It does say water signs may not speak about each other as much as you are speaking about your own self right now. But it does say the wish there is not for you to hear it or even see it, but you wonder what's going on. And it does say someone here doesn't even care about you as much as you are thinking about them caring about you. It says someone here doesn't even speak about you or even wants to know what's going on with you. It says some of you guys are worrying for nothing and realize that you are spreading lies or rumors about yourself or even people, cursing them and telling them off in your head. At times you may do this. It says sometimes many thanks to you, you are not speaking about anyone other than yourself. It says sometimes people always talk about me and I wonder what she's saying today. So you may think someone's talking about you, putting all kind of different things in your head, thinking that someone is overly focused on you, and this person may not even be looking in your direction. It could be you having all these scenarios in your head. It does say someone here does speak about you though, and sometimes they don't, and it's justify that they don't want to deal with you anymore or they don't want to see you anymore. Someone here does not want to even look at you or even speak to you anymore, and you wonder why. It does say the man doesn't want to hear from you, and he doesn't even want to curse you either. He just realized he's got things to do, or he wants to bruise his ego and move on. He may not even attack you or even see you. He just wants to see that he's got time alone. It does say he warns you though, stop speaking about him or his parents or even his family, or maybe even things that he doesn't want you to believe that you are going to be available for or involved in the later years or in the karmic months ahead. It says he knows he's not trying to speak about you at all, is what you want to say, but he is. And it doesn't say that it's good ideas for you to breathe light into the situation, because you don't know everything, but you keep pushing everyone in one direction, where the spell work on you are giving you blessings or curses, because you're speaking about many people today. And it says some of you guys are and some of you guys are not. It says, well done, you are speaking about great news in your mind. I want to hear it. It says a warden or a police car or some type of officer or someone that doesn't want to see someone harmed. It says they don't even want to see this person harmed, but why would you push all this negative spells on a person that you don't even know who's talking about you? It says you warn yourself too much that people could charge you with arrest, because someone here is not saying that they're doing anything wrong, but they are causing harm for themselves in a way if they don't keep quiet. It says someone here you know could talk about you, could possibly talk about you, and your man has not spoken to you or doesn't want to, but doesn't know how to speak about you because they don't even like you or care to do so. You want to bless or curse. It says some of you guys will bless the person and give them good karma with your love and your energy, and tell them that you have done good things with your mind to support their love life or their families, or maybe things of that nature. And it says some of you are cursing the hell out of someone, and it doesn't say who or why you're doing it other than your own mind. It says someone here is blessing you as well, but doesn't realize that they're giving you mental stress to say, leave me alone or don't bother me. It does say that no one is blessing you other than yourself. And many times over, you could have good karma with someone that's blessing you. It does say Wednesday or Thursday or Friday, or even in fact next year, someone wants to tell you that they've blessed you so much that they've given you personal traits to help you with your studies in your mind about things that you are doing and achieving with your work, your finances, or even your career. It says time and time again, you have to see who is who and work on when it is happening. Love yourself and support your ideas. People are not always wishing you well. People are always wishing you well. And sometimes it can go in many diverse relations to whatever it is that you may think of or have in your mind. It says time after time, don't speak, just listen to what it is that you need and what you want, and have good karma for yourself, and speak less to your mind about negative jealousy. It says some of you are dealing with negative jealousy and you realize you have to walk away from it. No one is seeing you in a bad way other than you. Walk away. Okay. It says, let me see that I have problems though, because I want to see that she's going to be mine. One day I want to know she's going to be mine. It does say one day she's going to be yours. It does say you realize that there's a woman here that you want so much, or a negative man here wants you. Which way is it going? It says the earth sign man wants you, but he can't afford to give you good karma today because he's walking away from bad news in his mind, and he loves the fact that he can see that things are going to happen just fine the way he's looked into them, or even sorted out mentally or emotionally. It does say he wonders what happens to you and how you will proceed with caution or have great news for yourself. It does say working on yourself is something you need to do, and love yourself very much. It says many times over, you've got good news. You've just got to see when the man wants to support you. It does say many thanks to you. You have blessings that are helping you to support your mind and your man. It does say you work too hard to see if it's going to happen sometimes, because he's warning you. He has people around you or around him that will support him with things that he knows and feels inside his head. He doesn't always want to know that you're always going to be the person that has the answers. He will look at you and realize that he's judging you no more. It does say wonderful things are going to happen though when you participate in events, or even karmically give yourself curses upon curses about the problems that you've had with people intervening in your personal affairs. It says sometimes you don't have no one intervening in your personal affairs, but you may be overly excited or overly eager to find out who they are. It says sometimes you don't have anyone that's probably giving you a problem or judging you, but some of you do and some of you don't. It does say one or two of you do, or one or two of you don't. but some of you have love life issues and you're trying to support where to go with it or to leave it out and continue having a blessed life. It says some of you are dealing with great news with a water sign man or an earth sign man, or even a jealous, negative air sign man that doesn't know how to support you always, but may see that you have blessings in your mind to support many things that you want to do, and may still trouble your mind to say it's never going to work. It does say negative energy is there always in your mind, but you don't know which way to go to support your health and your mental state and your love life and everything. It says sometimes you've got to work on who you are, Cancerian, and many times over, working on who you are is going to be supported. Trust me, I have seen you do great things, is what another mind game has been played over with. It could be an air sign, a water sign, or an earth sign. It does say a water sign man does not want to see that he has problems. It is you, and it does say you know you don't want problems with another air sign woman. It does say you have problems with this air sign woman today, and you don't want to hear she's going to bless you with negative spell work or even root work. It says sometimes you realize you don't even want to speak to them. You don't even want to see them. It does say it could be family or friends or people around you, though. It says sometimes you have to look into who it is and where it's going. It says no one speaks to you more than you speak to yourself about things, so you have to wiggle out of the whining and moaning that you do a lot to yourself when you are realizing someone is speaking to you too much in your mind and you don't know how to support it, but you want to take away someone's family or even take away someone's support system. It says no one is doing this, but I wonder if I could speak to you, because someone here around you may be talking about negative energy to someone, and it says someone here is trying to destroy their mind by telling them bad luck is coming. It says negative energy of people that don't want to speak about me is going to hear from me, though. I want to hear that my problems are not yours, but they're always going to be mine. And negative energies of mine are always going to hurt a person around me. It says, I know you could be one of those people that get hurt one day through me, your own spouse or your own lover. What if I'm the one that wants to take away the family and you have to cuss and moan about it because I'm joining them and want people to see that I am living with you or even being with you, but one day I am moving on. Okay, so maybe your partner feels like they want to move on one day and maybe take the family with them. It says someone here wants to see that they are joining you in this, because it does say you want to hear that you have to see who's going to take your son or your daughter away from you, or even your family when it comes to legal matters that could be pending for you. Some of you guys may see that your spouse is not helping you very well, or some of you guys realize that your spouse is helping, but you don't know which way they're going. At times they're mad or they're angry or they're not happy about which way things are working for you. It says some of you are dealing with sensitive situations or judgment or jealousy. It says some of you are dealing with deliberate assets and don't know which way to go with them. It says some of you are dealing with assets and assertiveness, or even prostitution for someone here that feels like they're going through prostitution. It does say someone here feels like they've got prostitute written all over them, or even saying that someone is a prostitute. It does say this warning is never going to be yours because the person may not speak to you and deliver the information. It says he knows he has it in his mind, or he may curse or tell someone else that they've got prostitution issues, or maybe they even judge the person as a prostitute. It does say this person may know why and does know that they look at them as a hoe or a whore, or maybe even look at this person like they want to sleep with them too much and not give them a good karmic value system to work by in regards to love and marriage, or maybe even things that are going to support them. It says someone here keeps cursing me, and I've said this time and time again, I'm not going to hear from this person if they keep cursing me. It does say that she knows she's never cursing you or trying to justify what's going on in her mind versus what goes on in your mind, if you just listen and understood her verses compared to yours. It says someone here has been trying to use you for indirect ways of what it is that you want to know versus what it is that they've wanted to know but never told you. It does say this person never knew how to justify what they needed to speak to you about, because you cleverly wormed your way around the situation, laughing and joking, making fun of the person, or even telling them that they could never tell you how things was going to work with the person, even if they knew and understand rootfully what was going on with the person that you fell in love with. It says you do not want to listen, and at times you've never wanted to listen. So how are you going to hear what's going on? It says you may never want to hear what's going on. So that's why you have to look at why you need to move on. It says this person may never want to speak to you again and never want to deliver information to you of what you know versus what they know and what they've asked for. But one day you realize what's going on for yourself and deal with the situation and help yourself or harm yourself or deal with the person that has been helping you with the perspective or the ideas or delivered by your person or your spouse in the way that you could understand them. It says even them, they struggle to speak to you at times because you can't give them any value of your mind that you assure yourself to understanding them, listening to them, giving them plenty of information or even understanding in ways that you could stroke your ego to help yourself move past the problem, or even see that problems are never going to be solved because you've always pushed it back down their throat or in their mind that it's always going to work in your way and never in the way of theirs. But it does say you think it's not in your way. It does say it's always going in your way at times because you feel like that until you are bruised or even hang down in your mind saying it's not working. I need support from friends, family again. And then they're telling you things and you don't want to hear them. It says you don't need to listen, but then you work on whining and moaning and complain until you want to sponsor listening again. It says sometimes you hear them and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you will listen and sometimes you won't. Sometimes you'll do what they ask, sometimes you don't. But it does say warning, most of the time you do not. So sometimes it may not work and you have to listen to what your parents are telling you or what your spouse is telling you or what your head is telling you or what anyone is telling you to support you. You cannot judge yourself alone. And sometimes if you do, you have to be wise. It says wisdom and knowledge are going to help your perspective in the judgments that you've had for a person that wants to speak to you. It says someone here wants to speak to you and you don't know if you want to speak to them. It says you realize you don't want to speak to anyone anymore. It does say someone doesn't want to speak to you either, but when are you going to learn to leave it alone and move past it? It says someone here doesn't know how to speak to me though. I want to speak to them. It says you may want to keep speaking to them, but they don't want to speak to you. It says you need to leave the person alone. It says the caretakers in your mind are not giving you good karma. Anyone that you want to curse or judge to say the bad news is on them, because I am there with my lover or there with my problems or there with my spouse or there with my person and there with my enemies, because now you feel like you're an enemy to attack yourself. Sometimes you realize that attacking yourself is not the answer. If you've called in for help or even asked for someone to help you, gracefully understand that the troubles is now yours because you do not want to hear what the person is trying to say. It says selling your soul to someone is something you don't want to do. But what if you are not doing this because no one is telling you you need to? It's something you just need to listen to assure yourself that there is some type of understanding. And if there's no understanding, then you may not be able to understand what's going on. It says you may need to speak to yourself or even pride yourself over the matter or stroke your own victory or even ego. It says sometimes you keep cursing and 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 cursing to the point where you can't stop cursing. It says someone here could be doing this to you if this is not you doing it to them. But it says sometimes you need to realize good karma can come when you feel like it, and when it happens, and problematic situations will resolve itself, and look forward to blessings. Good karma is here, so you can support your mind and put yourself back in the same way if you want to, but you have to sort out who you are as a person. And smoking, drinking, or doing drugs is never going to be the answer. It says you will see that blessings are on its way to you once you see who your person is and how you can support them. All right. So let's see what's going on, because that was a lot of information. Okay, and I can still feel like the pulling energy. Okay, whether this is you or if it's another person, but there's definitely, people maybe talking to you or talking about you, and not really talking about you, but just saying, look, Cancerian, you need to listen. It could even be the energies that are saying that in some ways. Okay, and sometimes it could be you, needing someone else to listen. So it just depends on which way it's going. So just kind of take what you feel like resonates with you and leave the rest. Okay. So let's see what's going on with work for Cancerian, please. Okay. Work is going to be very good. It does say you struggle at times with arrogance or even confidence or even spelling out someone's name because you don't know who the hell they are or how to even get in touch with them. Sometimes you really want to know who is speaking to you or how to get in touch with someone, but you don't understand who it is. It does say it could be an earth sign or an air sign that wants to know who you are or how they can get in touch with you, or someone that they could speak to about a person. It says this person knows that they need to speak to me and I really need to speak to them. When am I going to hear from them? It could be an air sign, an earth sign, or even you that wants to know that someone is speaking to you. It says it could be another water sign, and it doesn't say who, but it does say someone here wants to speak to another female and another man is involved. And it does say this person is passionate about their determination to get involved with you or someone around you that will know who they are. It says you may never know who to speak to or who to trust, but you will never know how to support your ideas. It says poor judgment is there with a really mindful game that she's playing with me. And I don't want to know that she's playing mind games with me. I don't want to hear blessings are coming to me if they're not. I speak to people and they're telling me that she speaks a lot of good karma about you, though. It does say many times over, someone is blaming the other person. And it does say he never knew that she was being under scrutiny or blamed for something. It says judgment is there with a person that doesn't know who they are, with the ideas that this person doesn't even believe that they're under scrutiny. It says someone here does trust the idea that someone is trying to push information around to get back around to another person to hear what is going on. It says someone here is pushing the idea that someone needs to speak to someone and I want to hear who. It says this female doesn't know who she is, or it doesn't say that it is her, but someone wants to hear who this person is. It says when you hear who this person is, are you going to hear that good karma comes, or are you going to force it to the person that you want to see that is hurt? It says someone here doesn't know how to support their ideas, but it does say when you see blessings come to you, you will support yours. So when you realize that it's not your family or your spouse or your children that have to get involved with the problem, then you move on. It says the idea of fire sign female wants to know that a bad information is going around too. She is also looking for things in relation to what you know so that she can support her ideas. She may not know what's going on with a person that may be judged or even left to his mind to be helped in a mental way. He also realized he's not even speaking about anything or anyone, but he also sees that bad news is something that he wants to hear in his mind at times. He doesn't even know how to support his ideas, but he will plead guilty or work on his work or work on his jail sentence or work on problems in his mind if he wants to take things too far or work on negative mental health. It does say one of these days he will see that blessings come to him through his job or through his words or even things that he is saying to himself, because he karmically blesses himself and then he curses himself too. He doesn't want to hear blame is going to be there all the time, so he's working on his ways and looking for better news in his mind to support his ideas. He's probably not going to hear from you or anyone. He just knows that people are talking about him too much, and many times over not even knowing why they're getting involved in other people's lives. It says someone here is going to put someone down one day or even curse them to the point where something happens. It says something's going to happen in their life, but it doesn't say in the person's life that they are looking for. It says someone here knows that they don't want to speak about anything, but they look for anything that could help them or support their ideas. It says the poor judgment of a person that always looks for the situation is not going to help the situation, but they will see blame is not going to be theirs, and they wonder if they can support their ideas and push the ideas of a person that keeps looking for punishment for a person because they have punishment in their head or ideas of their own that they want to solve and maybe bring others into it. It says this person needs to look for friends and maybe even personal traitors that they've dealt with, or even problems that they have in their mind and they could never solve. It says this woman will never find out who this other woman is anymore, or even see them again. She does know that she wants to work on things or doesn't know how to support her ideas. She may even look forward to her good karmic work and smokes weed. She does know that she smokes a very heavy amount of it as well, and wonders how she will deal with this when she is working. It does say her work is very, very good right now, and it does say the support system is giving her great news. It does say she warns herself that she could justify who she is as a counselor or even a prison officer or even a earth sign female that doesn't know who she is. It does say one of these days these females are going to work on who they are. It says sometimes I look for blame, and I'm looking for blame in whoever I'm trying to justify. I don't know how to blame anyone, but I'm blaming her, and I will blame her as I'm working or looking for things in my mind to support her negative energy. It does say you may not speak about it, but you could be doing this. It does say sometimes you may not even wonder why you're thinking about it so hard, but you are working too hard to help yourself in your work, but still looking out for someone that could be warning you, stop speaking about me, and you keep speaking about her. It says now you know you're in a problem because people do know what they're going through and what they feel or what's going on with them. It says she knows when she knows that she's under attack, or even the feelings that she gets. She understands what you do and how you speak about things or where you're going. It says sometimes you need to look forward to bad news in your own life and stop speaking about people and blaming them in negative energy. It says panicking. You know that you are passionate about something that you want to see happen to her or someone in her life. It says no need to speak. You have problems in your own to deal with. It says wonderful things are happening in your life, and you will see that wonderful things happen in your life if you want them. Or bad news, which is it? Because you'll always get judgment too. It says sometimes you've got to look forward to good news coming in your life, and you need to let it go. All right, so someone's like hunting someone down in their head, like with judgment, or curses, because maybe they can't get their way. Now, this could be you, Cancerian, or it could be an air sign, it could be an earth sign, it could be anyone, but someone here is doing that, okay? It says, when I get hold of you in my mind and tell myself it has happened, I feel like it will be just, but I feel like it's never going to be happening if this person knows always what it is that I'm doing. It says, Cancerian, you could be doing this, or earth sign could be doing this, or someone could be doing this, but it says no one's going to hurt more than you, because this person knows themselves a lot, and they're also going to give you good karma knowing who they are. It says they know who they are and they're working on themselves, so they will weed out whoever's blaming them or punishing them, and they realize what's going on today because you had words with this person yesterday, last night, or even the week before. It says you know that you want to punish someone and you can't help it because you feel bad for the way this person has not been able to help you, but you realize you're not helping her help you, and she does not want to help you no more, and she's saying to you to move on. Okay. And it could be you that wants someone to move on. So like I said, take it as it resonates. Let's see what's going on with business. This business is going to be booming, and sexual energy is something that you're excited about, and good karma is coming to you, so you wonder when that's going to happen. It says your relatives are helping you as well with many things that you're doing in relation to your work. It says many times over, custody is going to be something that you see in your mind for someone, but you don't know who. And it does say blame game is put on someone really heavily today because you don't like who spoke to you or told you off or told you that they shouldn't speak to you anymore. It says time and time again you need to see that your work is justified, and you need to see people that do not want to hear that you've got bad news, so you need to leave the person alone and move on. Okay, so let's see what's going on with love life. It says love life is going to be certainly good karma. It doesn't say bad news, but you have to see blame game is never going to be yours. It says the sexual energy that you feel like is there is never going to be solved because you do see it, or you wonder why it's not getting any better. It says better news is something you want but you can't see, and you wonder how to help yourself and you don't know which way to go. It says the judgment there is there for a reason, and I don't want to see that great news is going to come to whoever is on my mind. I just know that I need to support myself. And it says poor you, because sometimes people are not judging you, but people don't even want to know that bad news is there. It says work on yourself and work on your whining and moaning. Good karma is coming when you can work on who you are. Okay, let's see what's going on with the singles. So singles are there right now, moving ahead of themselves and wanting to know sex is not going to be the only thing that they get. It says some of you want this and some of you don't. And some of you are getting great news with your spouse but need to work on it. Some of you are looking forward to blessings, but you don't know if you're single in the relationship, and you're wondering how your spouse maneuvers or even tells you off or even tells you truths or even tells you lies, but you need to support who you are and stop speaking about anyone else. It says your work is something that you may want to look forward to, and good ideas are coming to you, and problems are never going to be solved. It says people will solve your problems for you, or maybe not. It says sometimes you have to look into great news and not even worry about stressful energies. Great news is there for your work today. Okay, so let's see what's going on with those in a relationship. It says relationship is justified as good karma, and no one is bothering you, so no one is going to speak to you in a bad way. Blessings are always going to be in a good way, and karma is never going to be yours. It does say you feel like this and you're working on your lover, and sex is something that you want and need, so you'll always tell your partner that you're available. It does say you wonder when you'll see more there, and you wonder if you could have more, and when this person will love you and settle down and even give you kisses and romance. It says some of you just want to know that you are justified in relationships of sexual energy and you are okay with that. It says some of you guys realize that you love yourself, so you don't really want to hurt your spouse or your partner. You just want to see blessings come to you, and blessings are there for you if you feel like your partner is dating you or taking you out or seeing that you are not in a negative energy of your own. It says you have blessings. Give yourself that. Good karma is there. Right, let's see what's going on with those. Let's see what's going on with those in a marriage. Okay. Says married couples are doing great, and it doesn't say that it's blame or anything. It says great news is there if you want to leave out the argument. It says some of you have decided to stop the arguing and let go of the arguments and doing great with your wedding plans, or even murmuring that your dress is on its way. And some of you guys are saying that you love yourself so much that you've seen great news happening for yourself. It says some of you guys realize that you're blaming no one but yourself, though, for cursing yourself, because the problem is the person always wanted to see you happy. It says some of you guys really see that you have spoken to someone about your love life and maybe even helping you with your love life. Some of you guys are working on your plans of marriage and seeing great news and success entering your love life. Some of you guys are realizing that your friend or your family member may not be happy for you, or may be giving you energy of good karma. It does say your wedding is on its way, so good karma is coming. It does say warning, if she's always speaking about you, she is there. It does say someone wants to see that you are hurt or even blaming yourself for things not going your way. It says someone here doesn't want to speak about their life because they're always looking into what plans they have in their own life. But it does say she's always looking too hard into yours to see what you are wearing in the next 2 weeks or 2 months to her plans. It does say someone could be getting married and you may be there. It says you may not be there because you don't want to hear that someone is cursing you and blessing you at the same time, or looking for bad news in your love life. It says the person is there, and if they want to blame themselves or even get married to someone, that's up to them. I don't speak to them no more. It does say some of you guys are dealing with someone that is getting married, or they want to, or they're seeing if they can word things in a way that you can speak about it to your mind when you hear it inside yourself. Or maybe if you get a reading, or maybe even look into things in life and say, well, it worked for you or it didn't work. It says someone here wants to walk on their mind and see that they are getting blessed. So they are getting married too, but someone here is not wanting to work on a man that doesn't want to get married to them, or even wants to marry them for all the wrong reasons. It says some of you guys are not looking for good karma with your love life, and some of you guys are looking for good karma with your love life. And it does say 1 or 2 of you will not be getting married in the near future to your spouse if he doesn't change. It says some of you guys are getting married and are working on it and are moving towards getting a good relationship in the near future. So some of you are working so smartly towards things that are happening in your marriage, and things are happening so smartly. It says many times over, your marriage is something that you always wanted, and I'm always going to be there to say I am doing it. It says someone here wants to marry you, and they're going to stay with you to death do you part. It does say many of you love yourself, so you see your partner there and it will always work out for you. And you realize that blessings are on its way. Judgment is there, people are there, but the problem is things can change and things will work out just fine for you. All right, so let's see what's going on with individuals, Aries and Cancerian. Aries doesn't want to hear you're getting married, but they do. They just wonder if you're marrying them or someone else. It does say some of you are married to an Aries already, but you will see that blessings are always going to be yours and never in your spouse's mind the way you see it, because the problem is they want to see blessings come to you, but maybe in the ways you see it, or maybe not in the ways you see it, but they worry about you and try to worry about you a lot. It says you do see things with your spouse and you don't always understand, but you do love them very much, so you'll support them however you can, and you want to see that blame is never yours, because always it's going to come back and it will slap you in your face one day if you're not careful. It says the mind games you've been playing with someone is not going to help, so stop and move on. Okay, so let's see what's going on with I'm hearing generous blame, someone blaming someone too much. All right, let's see what's going on with Taurus and Cancerian. Taurus doesn't mind speaking to you, but doesn't want to hear from you today. So they don't want to hear that you're okay all the time, but they do know that you're dressed up or you're well or you're moving on, and they don't want to listen to you all the time. Okay, so let's see what's going on with Gemini and Cancerian. Cancerian doesn't want to hear everything is going to work out well with Gemini, but Gemini knows that they're always there to support them. It doesn't say that they want to, but they will if they have to. And they don't feel like they need to, but they're warning themselves not to speak, but they have good karma in their mind. As long as they speed up whatever it is that they want to do, because they're working on something and they're looking forward to blessings coming in, but they will warn you. They're not speaking about anyone today. They're trying to deal with their own love life and their own justice system and their own karmic value system and things of that nature. They don't want to hear from you if you're going to blame someone or hurt them. Okay, what's going on with Cancerian and Cancerian? Cancerian hates the hell out of each other and wants to hate someone else too. It does say some of you guys really hate someone and can't stand them or want to see them well or unwell. It does say some of you guys don't want to see a person really happy, but it does say some of you guys are dealing with things inside yourself that you need to change or sort out. What's going on with Leo and Cancerian? It says Leo doesn't want to speak about Cancerian and Cancerian does not want to speak about Leo. But Leo does want to say they don't want to deal with you today. It says Leo does want to hear that you have great news though. And it doesn't say that it's you pushing someone, is it? Because it does say this, and it does say that you're always pushing Leo to speak about things that you don't want to hear or do want to hear. But sometimes you have to hear that they're not going to speak about you. So you'd rather let them be and let them see what's going on for themselves. Because judgment is not always yours. It could be someone else that's involved, or maybe someone else that's getting involved. It says you see what's going on and you would wonder what's going on with you. So you've got to support your own ideas and put the situation to rest, or understand that it's not always going to be good for you to move on. And maybe you want to hear too much of what's going on in your mind. And it doesn't say that you're always going to be good to your mind about the situation. It does say you warn yourself though, it's not going to be great for you to leave the Leo. And you love the Leo so much that you want to hear that he's going to be a good person to you. It says he will always be a good person to you as long as you see this in yourself. It's just that you have to see whether or not he wants to be a good person to you. And he does care about you as long as you feel that way. He does want to feel that way, but he doesn't always care about you in the ways that you want to be cared about. So you have to leave the situation to unfold and see which way it goes with the Leo that wants to struggle in his mind, but say he has blessings and he has many times good karma in his mind. So he will support himself and have great news. All right, so let's see what's going on with let's see what's going on with let's see what's going on with Virgo. Virgo doesn't want to hear that he has bad news with you, and Virgo does want to see that there's good news overall. It says Virgo loves you and doesn't want to support you, but Virgo also sees that blame is not going to be the answer. It says Virgo does know that they can support their ideas and put you back a step, or even say that they have good karma with you. It says Virgo is not going to see you anymore, but it does say good karma is coming to you once you realize that you've got to see a situation through your own mind and let go of the harm or the dignity or the pride. It says sometimes people want to see everything and they don't need to hear it. It says you have to justify good karma and work on yourself. It does say blame is never going to be the answer, so see that there's no more blame. It says you've got to work on good karma in your mind and you want to support your home and your family. It doesn't say blame is there though. You have to have good karma in your mind and see it is not going to happen anything negative. So let's see what's going on with let's see what's going on with Libra and Cancerian. Cancerian hates you but doesn't want to see you and doesn't want to hear from you at all. They realize that they want to hear from you one day, but they don't know if it's you or someone else that wants to speak to them. It says they don't know if they have to speak to you either, because it's not always going to be the answer. It does say they realize they don't want to hear from you right now and they will speak to you one day. Okay, what's going on with Scorpio and Cancerian? So Scorpio doesn't want to hear you and you may want to hear from them, but they can't speak to you and you know that. They know that and you know that. So they're both not going to be involved in each other's lives. Okay, let's see what's going on with let's see what's going on with Sag and Cancerian. Cancerian doesn't want to hear blame game is there, and blame game is there today. It does say no one needs to know why there's blame. It does say someone here doesn't know how to support who they are, but they do. And it doesn't say what it is. It just says someone here wants to be too involved in someone's blame. And it doesn't say why. It just says you have to work on being good to yourself. And warning, it does say you have to be karmically given a caution if something goes bad. It does say blame is there already with someone that sees you or could see you. It does say warning, you have to see that good karma is coming to you. It does say blaming someone is not going to be good, so it's not going to work out fine. It says you have to see blessings come to you and work out everything in a problematic way. It says justice is served with people that want to see blame. It doesn't say anything is there that's going to be good. It says you have to move on or move forward with something else and have good karma in your mind. So, let's see what's going on with Capricorn. It says Capricorn is not going to be invited into the situation, but the loyalty is there with a friend or a family member. It says some of you guys want to see good karma, but you can't work on everything. It says sometimes you have to see no more problems are there, but you have to see when people will leave you alone. It says sometimes people want to see you and not see you at the same time too, so you wonder if you can work on this. It says sometimes you've got to give yourself blessings and look forward to better news. It does say judgment is there with people that want to speak to you, but it doesn't say it's always going to be a good thing. It does say you have to work on who you are, and work on who you are is what Capricorn wants you to do. It does say people will speak to you and not speak to you at the same time and leave you alone. It says God knows why you have good karma today, because you are working on your ways and leaving out the struggles. Okay, so let's see what's going on with Aquarius. It says Aquarius doesn't want to hear from you, but does see bad news come to you in your mind. It does say they don't see it all the time, but they see good karma come to you when they feel like it. It says they know that they can't speak to you or even sleep with you at times. They want to stay with you and don't want to stay with you, but they realize they want to have great news with you in regards to your relationships. It does say sometimes they want to see blessings come to you and sometimes they don't. It says sometimes they realize their friends are all that they have, and many times over they want to steal the ideas of yours or even blame you. Sometimes they don't. It says you have good karma, so you have to speak better to yourself. Okay, so let's see what's going on with Pisces. It says Pisces does not want to hear from you and will not address you in any way. It says Pisces wants to speak to you but doesn't need to speak to you, and it does say Pisces will speak about giving yourself good karma. It says sometimes you've got to see that good karma is yours, and not even in a way where people are invited in your mind or in your problems. It says sometimes you see better news just leaving the situation alone, and see that better news can come to you no matter what. It says sometimes you have to deal with things in better ways. And it does say judging you is not something that's going to be practical, but we will see where it is going. It does say you have to warn yourself better news can come to you and work on yourself, because it will be better in your mind to say you do not have a problem. You've just got to see that blessings are there for you. Okay, so let's see what's going on with your angel messages. Okay, it says it's safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Let's see what's going on with the other angel messages. Okay, it says clairsentience. It says Archangel Raphael, notice your reoccurring physical and emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance. Okay. It says ground yourself. When you detach from awareness of your body and the physical words, you become ungrounded. Although it is pleasant to float heavenwards, your attention and work are needed upon the earth. We're helping you balance the spiritual and the material so that you can enjoy a fulfilling earthly life. Okay, let's see what's going on with Universal deck. It says when I lean on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real. All right. And some numbers. It says 49, 10, 2, 29, 18, 40, 50, and number 37. All right. So, my lovelies, that was your reading. I will speak to you again in your next one. Ciao for now. Bye.